Hi, I'm Fergie and you're watching The Underground.
Fergie seems to have been around for a while now, and at only 28, we forget that he was just a lad when he began his amazing journey.
For me, since when I left Radio 1, it was literally like, just took a step back and was like, right, okay, I've been sort of DJing and just going all over the world every weekend for the past sort of 10, 12 years, you know what I mean? So for me, I wanted to sort of take a step back and, you know, really think about what I wanted to do next. And because, you know, I didn't have to be at the radio, I didn't have to, you know, go and DJ if I didn't want to, you know, it was all totally different for me. So I just I took a lot of time off and concentrated on the studio. I went and done a course. I went to college in Glasgow, which is a totally bizarre experience. I mean, I left school when I was like 13, so, you know, being in that sort of environment, again, was just totally bizarre, but yeah, that's sort of where the focus was, and that's what's been exciting me for the past year. You know, we've just been constantly in the studio, just getting stuff out, and obviously we've got the label as well, the agency, so it was just sort of having a lot of sort of stuff ready to go for that, so. The hard house that I started playing was not the hard house it's about now. You know, when I started playing at Trade, the early days of Sunday Central, you know, hard house had a bit more of a groove. There was a bit more to it. I think it's sort of over the years it developed into more like Bob the Builder sort of Fisher Price thing. I'm not saying it all sounds like that, but a lot of it just started to be, everybody seemed to be up in the tempo when it was a race to see who was making the fastest records, basically, and it just totally lost its groove and it didn't interest me anymore. And it was literally, came to the point in time where I just took all my records out of my record box. I was like, I'm not playing it again. And the amount of grief I got, like, it's just phenomenal. Oh, you're Tony DeVee's protege and you can't do this and blah, blah, blah. And I think, you know, Tony probably would have done the same thing, you know what I mean? Everybody, all producers were sticking to the same format. They weren't really trying to push the sound, and it just all became a bit stale. You know, at the end of the day, without being corny, you know, you have to follow your heart, you know what I mean? And my heart wasn't in that music anymore. There was nothing about it that sort of I enjoyed. And it's one thing, you know, I learned from being around Tony. You know, he was always looking for new music, and that's sort of what I tried to do. You know, I wasn't going to stick playing hard house because Fergie and hard house was like, we have hard house, you have Fergie and so, do you know what I mean? So it was like, it was a big, massive risk. You know, when you're getting paid all that money for gigs to go, I'm not doing it. You know, it was a big thing for a lot of different reasons now. But saying that, you know, I think, even though you don't hear loads about it now, you know, I think what happened was it became really overground. You know, there was stuff in the charts and all that kind of. And I think, you know, it gone back underground now, and I think they have a very healthy scene. I do get asked all the time to go back and do like the tidy weekenders and all that sort of carry on, but